Hello, everyone. I am Keisha, and you are listening to the Keisha Phillips Podcast Show. This is going to be the conclusion for Season 2. I just wanted to thank all my listeners that have subscribed to my podcast, that has been uplifted, and have found the conversations very helpful, intriguing, and very captivating. I'm thankful for the many people's lives in which I have impacted and will continue to impact by bringing you insightful information and things that you can use throughout your everyday lives. The topics and everything that we will continue to discuss are going to be things that we're dealing with everyday life challenges, circumstances, and situations, and the things that we can do to begin to not only to change those things, but to shape the future. Season 2 is going to be, this is the conclusion. And in Season 3, we're going to tackle so many new topics. We're going to have the continuance to the biggest investment that you can make is in yourself. We're going to continue to talk about what defines a good relationship and marriage. Can you embrace change? Would you date yourself? We're going to also talk about other amazing topics. Do you know your potential? We're going to continue that. And we're going to go into understanding your blueprint and how your blueprint applies to your everyday life and the things that you can do to understand your blueprint and how you can begin to use your blueprint to shape your future. So I'm going to begin Season 3 on June. Well, I was being told not to wait till June 1st to start Season 3 because I'm just kind of ahead of my schedule. So I was going to pause my podcast because I was going to be going into, coming in June, we're going to be doing the nightly episodes. Yes, I am. I'm going to be doing a night podcast. I am still going to have my daytime podcast, except that I'm also going to be doing a night show. I will provide more specifics later, closer to that date. I'm not ready to release the full details of the night podcast episodes that's going to beginning June 1st. So the next Season 3 will begin on the 27th of May. We're going to go into Season 3. I have some very, very intriguing things coming up in Season 3 that you are going to want to listen to. So make sure you subscribe, share my podcast with others. And if you're interested in being a guest or a special speaker, please email me. You can email thekeishapodcastshow at outlook.com. Email me a topic and the things that you would like to talk about. We're going to go into more in depth about health and fitness. Taking back control of your health. People. Yes, a lot of good information coming up. And I always remember that one of my favorite quotes that I have quoted in Season 2 was by John Galsworthy. And he said, "Love has no age, no limits, and no depth." Just remember, anyone can give you attention and compliments. But someone who loves you will give you that plus respect, honesty, trust, and loyalty. I'm Keisha. You have been listening to Season 2. Season 3 begins May 27th, 2024. Thank you for listening to the Keisha Podcast Show. Hello, I'm Keisha with the Keisha Podcast Show. Earlier today, I had did the conclusion for segment 2, which means the end of season 2. And we're going to get ready to dive into season 3. But I just wanted to touch bases with my listeners and kind of go over some things, some important factors pertaining to season 1 and season 2 thus far. And I'm hoping that I had answered many of your questions. I hope that some of the topics that I have shared and discussed have been very uplifting and encouraging. And I hope to be able to have guests on my show for season 3 pertaining to the topics. And I'm also trying to have special guests so I can have some special segments. In season 1 and 2, I did include some bonus episodes because I just wanted to give you a more in-depth overall concept when it came down to certain topics, because I know the importance of wanting to be able to make adjustments and make changes in our lives. And I know that that's not easy. I know that everything that we do, that is a choice. And I know that in making those choices, whether we make good or bad choices, those are choices that we make. And I don't choose to try to judge a person for the reasons why they choose to make their choices. I hope that you can grow from the choices in which you make. That everything that we do in life, I hope that you gain something from it, that it's a learning experience, that you are able to grow from it, that you are able to make adjustments, that you are able to make the necessary changes if there are changes that needs to be done. I hope that when you look in the mirror and you ask yourself that question, would you date yourself? I hope that when you receive those answers, that it was enough for you to decide or to realize that yes, you do need to make some changes if that applied to you. I hope that you have more understanding when it comes down to relationships, marriages, friendships, and the things that are important. I hope you have a better understanding of, taking back control of your health and how it applies to your everyday life when it comes down to the things that you eat, being active. I hope that you're ready to incorporate 15 minutes a day. Just do something, 15 minutes a day that you love and enjoy doing, that's going to keep you physically active, that's going to get your body moving. Whether they just say you're going to go walk for 15 minutes, whether you got a treadmill in your home and you say for 15 minutes, I'm going to get on my treadmill, I'm going to get on my exercise bike, I'm going to go outside in my yard and I'm going to go walk around in my yard. If that's what you have to do, then that's what you do. Just take 15 minutes and say, I'm going to apply that to taking back control of my health. I hope that y'all had the opportunity to schedule your appointments with your primary care doctors. I hope that y'all have a better understanding of knowing your numbers, and if you know those numbers and the importance of those numbers and how that those 5 numbers can save your life. I hope that the messages that I have shared with you through the topics and the conversations, answering questions, the Q&A, and all that I've done, that these things you're using as part of your journey, as part of the beginning. We began the first podcast and the title of it was The Beginning, because it was a beginning of something new. I was starting a podcast that was new to me. Sharing things with my listeners, that's something new. It's something new to you because why? You're now tuning in and you're listening to the Keisha Podcast Talk Show. You wasn't doing that at first. That's something new. I'm sharing things with you that no one else may have discussed, or it may not have piqued your interest enough to want to hear about it or know about it. And I am so glad for the communication that I have received, the emails, the comments, and everything that y'all have shared with me, letting me know things to come, topics to discuss. And I assure you, I'm going to discuss them in my next season. Season 3 is going to be filled with so many amazing and wonderful things. I am extremely excited, and I am looking forward to, season 3. I am going to reiterate on some things from season 2 and season 1, because as I quoted earlier in some of my previous episodes, our themes. One of the things is what? Taking back control of your health. Then my other theme is shape, transform, and train. And then the third theme is what? Exactly. What? My thoughts exactly. So you're going to hear me using those 3 concepts throughout my broadcast, throughout each season. Because those 3 themes going to apply to each season in a different way. I'm going to share helpful things with you when it comes down to nutrition and fitness, exercise, relationship goals, money goals, financial goals. I love money. So you're going to find that I'm going to have episodes and I'm going to talk about what? Money. How to make money. I'm doing this podcast because I want to make money. I want to come out with my own show. So in order for me to do that, it's going to require what? Money. How do you spell money? M-O-N-E-Y. There's nothing that we can do in life if we don't have the money and the finances to what? Do it. And in order for it to change some of the things that needs to change across this nation, it requires money. I want money, lots of money, because I want to change this nation. I'm tired of it the way that it is. I'm tired of hearing people make the promises to do this and we're going to change that and we're going to make a difference by doing this, and nothing has what? Changed. I'm tired of seeing the homeless people on the street with them signs. You have some homeless people out there that make more money in a day than what some people make in a month. I'm tired of minimum wage being what it is. I'm tired of not being able to have fair opportunities when it comes to jobs, opportunities. When you can be damn near the CEO of a company, but they want you to just be an administrative assistant because why? You a female, because why? Because you may have more experience than somebody else, but they don't want to give you the title. Everything shouldn't have to be about title and status. I'm sorry, but I'm one of these people that don't give a damn about a status. I really, truly don't. I think social media is one of the worst things that they ever came out with. Because all that does is allow people to find a way to what? Invade your privacy and your life in ways that they should not. That's what social media does. It's not people. You got people around here that's obsessed with followers and all these things. But what about your safety? What about your overall well-being? People don't think about that, because when people decide that they want to follow you, you don't know that person from what? Nobody. You hear me all the time keep iterating about one person with 400 plus million followers. I wouldn't want to have 400 million followers. Or be scared to have 400 million people following one social page. Because I would be wondering why. What am I doing? What are you looking at? What are you so intrigued by? When you get to that point where you have that many followers, that is a what? That should be a concern. Not thinking like, oh wow. Think about that for a second. 400 million followers. I don't care if you are buying followers. Why? Why would you even want to buy followers to even have that many followers? People don't think about the consequences for their choices and their actions and the things that they do. But I guess because of the things that I have learned throughout my life and the way that I choose to live my life, I guess I am more protective. I am more defensive. I look at safety. I look at the overall aspect of things. I think about livelihood. I think about the well-being. Those are the things that I take into consideration. I want everybody to take a look, and if you have not ever started a garden, then that is going to be something else that I'm going to go into in season 3, just so that you can get started in the next season when it's time to begin a garden. I know the spring is really probably too late to get started now with a garden as far as spring, because that pretty much started almost 60 plus days ago. So, but at the same time, I want to go into, so when the next season roll around, you can be prepared and ready to get your garden started then, and then we'll work our way through each season. I also want you to know that I am a certified nutritionist. So if anybody have any questions that I may not cover in a particular podcast, schedule an appointment. We can do a 30-minute call. I think or you can do an hour, 15 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. It's preference. And we can sit down and we can go over meal planning. I also do one-on-one personal training. I'm gearing that more towards my advanced athletes, occupational athletes, and professional athletes. But I'm here. I will help anybody do a workout regimen that would be suitable for them, regardless of where you are, where you're at as far as your physical level. I'm here to help you to make the adjustments, to reach goals, to set goals that are attainable for you. If everybody know what a SMART goal is, then you know what it means to have a goal and set goals that are attainable, that are realistic, that are reachable. There's nothing that you cannot do in this life if you don't All you gotta do is just set the goal and have the right attitude and determination that you want to achieve those goals. You're never too late. You hear that saying all the time. You're never too late to dream another dream. It's never too late to start again. And in all honesty, it isn't. You can do anything in life that you set your mind to do. You just got to have the determination in order to want to do it. We are all amazing people. We're all children of God. We are all human beings. Don't ever give up on a goal or a dream. All you got to do is just reanalyze the path that you took the first time and say, well, you know what? This time I'm going to go about it a different way and do it differently. That's what you do. You do it differently and you start again. You can achieve anything in this life that you choose to achieve. Anything. I don't care how big or how small it is. There's nothing that you cannot do. In season 3, I may go into season 4, but in season 4, we're going to be talking about retirement. We're going to be talking about the things that you can do to make sure that you're ready for retirement if you start now. I asked at the end of season 2, do you understand the compound effect? I'm going to go more in details about the compound effect and how that plays into your life and what you can do to get started on that if you have not yet done that. Each day is a new day. It's what we make of the day that counts. It's how we embrace the day, how we choose to embrace life, change. I love life. I think everybody should be more eager to live life, to enjoy life. You hear people say all the time, well, tomorrow ain't promised, and no, it isn't. Today ain't promised either. But you're here. You've gotten thus far in the day. Nobody have no idea what the next second is going to bring. But you're here right now. So maybe we ought to start in absorb the moment and absorb the now. Live in the now. Because why? Now is here. You're in that element. You're in that moment. Now is the present. Now is the present. Take back control of your health. Live life. Enjoy life. I don't care if you done had 1,000 different bad reports and the doctor said you ain't, then enjoy the now. Make the most of the now. Because later is what? We all know later is obviously what? Too late. Do it today. Stop putting off today what you can do today for another day. What you waiting for? We only have one life. We only have one life. And how we choose to live our life is up to us. We can live it and we can live it and we can be depressed. We can live it and we can be mad at the world. We can live it and just be full of bitterness and angry. Or we can choose to live it and have that joy and have that happiness. And decide that we want to live a vibrant, fulfilling life. We can see the next part of this journey together if people would just get on board. It's not hard. It's just a matter of saying, I'm going to take that what? I'm going to take that initial step and I'm going to get on board with the Keisha Podcast Talk Show. And when I get on board, then I know now I'm on that journey. Because I want to be on that journey of longevity. I want to be on that journey to have a longer lifespan. I'm tired of seeing people dying in their 30s and 40s and 50s and 60s, 70s. I want to see people get beyond that. I'm tired of seeing people dying and ain't nothing even wrong with them, but they here today and dead by nighttime. I've seen so much of that. But in order for it to change, it has to change what? With us. Because we are the people what? Now, you know how the Constitution say we are the people? Well, we are the people. And it's up to us to make the necessary changes. But we can't do that if we ain't all on the same page. We can't do that if the left hand going against the right hand, or we don't know the difference between up, down, front, back, in, out. We can't make the changes. We'll never see changes if we keep doing the same thing day after day after day after day after day. But the change starts with us. We can't even blame it on the government. We can't even blame it on the people that's in office. Why? Because we're putting them in office. It's our votes that's putting them in office. It's our vote that allowed them to be in office again and again and again and again. So until we make the necessary changes, ain't nothing going to what? Change. Think about that as you go about your day. I'm Keisha, and you've been listening to the Keisha Podcast Show.